fifth graders, good to see you guys. I've been missing you guys a lot and making music with you guys, but I'm glad that you at least get to connect over Seesaw. We get to connect together. And then hopefully later in the week we can meet up for some Zoom videos. So check the document that I sent out and linked in your grade level documents about the Zoom meeting times. We're not going to play this week, but it can be a really awesome time for us to catch up and for me to answer any questions that you have about our lesson materials this week. So I am going to be playing on Mr. Demore's baritone this week that he is letting me borrow. And the materials that you're going to need to make sure that you have for today is our white Warm-Ups and Beyond book, as well as our blue Measures of Success book. Okay, so go ahead and grab both of those. At any point in this video when we are switching and transitioning into things, just go ahead and pause me until that you have your book out ready to go, okay? Because I might move a little faster to make sure that we can squish this whole lesson into the time that we have. So feel free to pause whenever you need and redo a song, redo anything that we're working on. Brass players, before we start, please pull out the video that I put onto Seesaw for you. That's a warm-up video with some mouthpiece and instrument lip slurs that you can do before we start. Okay, make sure that your mouths are all set and ready to go. So we are going to start with Warm-Ups and Beyond, page 3. Go ahead and pull that out. Pause me, pull that out. Make sure that you've got your music stand set up so you can sit with really good posture. And we're going to play number 1 on page 3. Just like in lessons, make sure that you're really checking your notes and making sure that they match mine. We're going to do it one more time. Feel free to pause if you need to check out the fingering for any of our notes, especially that third one. Make sure we're checking our key signature for that third note of the scale. Here we go again. 1, 2, a little faster, go. All right, and here is number 3. 1, 2, ready, number 3. So as I'm transitioning, I'm pulling up my blue book to we're going to go to page 14, number 2.20. But as we are all pulling that out, just a reminder about scale karate. So that page 3 that we just played is part of your scale karate, okay? So if you haven't been working on that, try to get some of those done this week. I've had a couple students from each school finish their scale karate. They're completely done. So keep working on that. That's some really good goals to keep over your break. So this seems like really far back to go into the book. We're going to look at number 2.20, Shoe Fly. Okay, we learned this song a long time ago, but what I want to review is the articulations, because that's kind of our big theme for this week. Okay, so in this one, articulation, our tonguing, okay, is going to be really important because we have these accents in here. Okay, they kind of look like greater than signs. We've talked about those ones before. Those notes, if we look at the definition up here, it says accents indicate to emphasize a note by playing louder. Okay, so we're going to use our air and our strong tongue to articulate that note even more. So let's play through Shoe Fly together. That second note is going to be accented. 1, 2, ready, go. pushing out those accented notes. We're going to review one other song that has accents. Go ahead and pause while you move to page 23. Sorry, we're going to go to page 23. So pause while you move to page 23. And it's actually on the side of page 22. So this is going to be music for the Royal Fireworks once you get there. Okay, so 3.29, music for the Royal Fireworks. Before we start playing, take a second to find all the accents in this song. Remember, these ones are also accompanied by dynamics. So we have mezzo forte at the very beginning. We move to mezzo piano, no accents in that section. Back to mezzo forte. And then at the end, we have that new dynamic marking for us, our crescendo that goes all the way up to forte with a bunch of accents. Okay, so we're using a nice strong tongue for this one. Starting right away with an accent. Here we go. And if you are listening to this, some instruments are going to be going down for their second note. Some are going to be going up. So low brass, flutes, saxophones, you guys are all going up. But clarinets and trumpets, you're going to have a different sound where you go down. Okay, so don't let that mess you up. Here we go from the beginning. My time signature is 3, 4. So I'm just going to count us off in 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Nice strong articulations, nice strong accents. 1, ready, go. Alrighty, so that is music for the Royal Fireworks. Go ahead and flip to page 39. Okay, so pause this, flip to page 39. All right, once you are on page 39, we have 2 new articulations that we're going to start talking about this week. Okay, so up at the top, we have this big blue box and 2 new articulations. The first one is tenuto. Okay, so go ahead and say that word with me. We've got tenuto. And the definition underneath says to play with full value. So when we are playing the notes that have these tenuto markings above them, we're really going to connect them. Okay, we don't want any space in between the notes. They should be nice and long and connected. The opposite of that, we're going to have staccato, light and separated. Okay, so these ones are going to be separated. A nice light tongue to play these little staccato notes. Right, the little dot above is our staccatos, and then the line above is our tenutos. So if you look at number 5.25, the long and short of it, which is right underneath, this has a bunch of different tenuto and staccatos written into it. Okay, our first measure has tenutos, then we move to staccatos. Tenuto, staccato, and it just alternates between the 2 for each measure. If you're looking at this song, the rhythms are not hard, the notes are not hard, you know all of those notes. It's just the notes of hot cross buns. That's all we have in this song. But we have all these different articulations, so that's what you really need to focus on. Okay, this is going to be your assignment this week. What I want you to do first is just listen to me play through it. All right, so see if you can pick up the difference between the tenuto and staccato. Now, something I really want you to notice is that those staccato notes were not bounced. Okay, they weren't popped out. They weren't blasted by my brass players. They're just light and airy. Okay, we don't want them to sound like this. I'm going to play the first two measures. This is not what we want the staccatos to sound like. Okay, we don't want that poppy sound. That is not light and that's not separated. It is separated, but it's not light and airy like we want it. First two measures to sound like this. Play them along with me. This is our first two measures. Ready? Here we go. My dynamic isn't changing. The only thing that's changing is if the notes are long and connected or light and separated. All right, let's play it 5.25 together. Here we go. We've got a 4/4 time signature, so I'm going to count us off in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're going to do it again in just 1 minute, but something else to be thinking about while we're doing these tenutos and staccatos is during the tenutos, we do not want to take a breath in between them, okay, because the whole point of them is that they're long and they're connected together. So during those tenuto measures, do not take a break. Take a breath. Try to save it for your staccato measures, or we're at the end of a half note, because in the third and fourth measure and then the last two measures, we've got some half notes. So think about your breathing when we play at this time as well. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright guys, so with that one, there are no articulations written in for us. Okay, we don't have really any guidance at the beginning. So play along with it. Try it forte all the way through. Then play it one time through piano. See what the difficulties are between the two. Maybe tenuto's really easy with forte, or your staccatos are really difficult with piano. So try it out with just some different dynamics when you're practicing as well. We're going to do it just one more time, a little bit faster, since this is your assignment for this week. And then we're going to play something fun together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And a little trick as we start to go faster, especially with those staccatos, make sure you're using the very tip of your tongue. Okay, your tongue should be all the way forward for those staccatos, and the very tip is going to give you that light and airy sound. Okay, well, not light and airy, light and separated sound. Let's end with something that we already know. Pull out Frere Jacques, which is on page 20. All right, go ahead and pause if you're not there and find Frere Jacques. Let's play it one time together, and then the second time, I'm going to start, and I want you to come in as the B part for the round, okay? So first time, let's just play it together. 1, 2, ready, here we go. All right, now I'm going to start, and then I want you to come in when I get to number 2. Okay, let's play it as a round. Here we go. Here I go. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, guys, that's a really fun one to play as a round. A really fun idea would be to FaceTime one of your other friends that are in band and probably orchestra. I bet that orchestra knows Frere Jacques as well. And you could totally play this as a round over FaceTime or whatever other video chat options that you have. And this one might be really fun to experiment with your articulations as well. Maybe add in some accents or some little staccatos somewhere in there. So go ahead and play this with a friend this week. I hope that you guys have an awesome week. Really missing you guys, but feel free to join the Zoom call. Those are going to be on Wednesday afternoons, so go ahead and check out the document for those times. I will send out an invitation along with a passcode the morning of, okay? So that won't come out for a few more days, but look for that in your student email. Okay, we'll send that out in your student email. Thank you so much for watching this video and for playing along with me. I will see you guys next week. Let me know if you have any questions at all.